yes. And are you going to do anything else with this area? Do you have further future plans with it, for it?
Well, we want student cohorts come in on a regular basis and turn some of the areas here in sandboxes, but truly sandboxes. I would love to see 3D art, a little bit like what the University of Western Australia did
Oh,
back then
oh yeah.
with JJ Zifania, who for many years promoted a fantastic 3D art
Oh
exhibition,
yes, I know. I covered
including
it.
the
I covered it for a number of years, and there's still articles in my blog about it because it was really marvelous.
yeah, and the machinima produced by Tutsi Navaratna. Oh, they were breathtaking. Absolutely. Every year I was there, and I hope that in Germany we can kind of replica that little bit on a small scale. And this here in OpenSim, nobody has to pay for textures to be uploaded, and I'm hoping that a large part of the island is actually used for building, sandbox, and perhaps even some social space. I know the VMA class, they want down the beach where the bonfires are, they want another little house or an office
Oh,
because they have a lot more in Second Life going on at the moment. They have classes on VR, AR, and virtual worlds, and especially the anthropology part of it, VMA, visual and media anthropology.
yeah. Um, so, what are the times that what is the schedule for the events that you're going to have?
So the final closing party of the semester will be in the beginning of August.
Uh-huh.
I'm not quite sure about the date. The 10 days of building the practical is from the 1st to the 10th of July. Then we have, semesters go to the mid-July is the official closing down. So I believe it will be soon after that. And then the 9th of June is the meeting with Tom Bölstoff on his second live island.
Uh-huh.
I'm not quite sure about the time there neither, I'm afraid.
Well, yeah, that's all right. Well, let's see. Is there anything else? You don't have any definite plans, I take it, for beyond August, except perhaps the general idea of bringing some students in and letting them practice building or something.
Oh, to be honest, Salvi, I'm already, this is the dream I've had for so many years. I've been developing in 3 EU-funded projects a little bit the expertise on how to use virtual worlds for the teaching of languages. I mean, this is my core expertise, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
And we've done I've raised €1.5 million from the EU, co-initiated 3 large projects with
I have
universities and many SMEs and many experts in this field. To develop this teaching and learning in virtual space.
Yeah, I have some articles about Guinevere.
Yes, that was about games that we developed, and Camelot was about machinima.
Yeah.
We did hundreds of machinima. And then Avalon was just simply to explore virtual worlds for language teaching and learning. And this has been going since 2009, and forever I kept thinking it might still be future, but suddenly the future is now.
Yeah.
So I'm absolutely thrilled of the interest in virtual worlds suddenly. It's so beyond me. I'm so happy.
Yeah. Well, by the way, if you there are a number of places that are teaching languages in OpenSim, in Kitely, as a matter of fact. And I guess maybe some others in other places in OpenSim. So you might want to talk to those people. It seems to me that, especially for learning concrete, the concrete aspects of language, a virtual world is just what you need, because every object can tell you its name if you set it up that way. Can tell the student its name.
That's true. And one of our star teachers is in Kitely too. She's called Barbara McQueen, and her SLESL, SLESL language school, she set up Edutopia in Kitely.
Oh,
which
yes.
covers,
Mhm.
I think, some 10 sims or 10 regions full of games and billboards with language items, and also a Harry Potter town and a sci-fi station with fantastic aliens and lots of old medieval castles type installation. Oh, she's amazing. She's absolutely stunning. And Barbara McQueen set out with us in Second Life, because I run Edunation in Second Life, and I've been
Oh.
doing this for about 12 years now, which is a community of language educators and universities and institutes and associations. I'm part of quite a number of teacher associations, all to do with ELT or English language teaching and learning, or other languages. And Barbara was one of our residents there until she decided to set up her space in our OpenSim. And we said, we follow you, Barbara. We were so excited when she did it. It was just so funny, because I said, well, the whole community, come on, let's join Barbara and OpenSim. Until we find out that she'd used up every single prim on her 10 islands. She's a master builder, and we didn't have even a few prims spare to set up some domestic areas. But she's done fantastically. We've invited her over and over again to demonstrate what she's doing there. And we're sending students over. Very nice.
Oh, you're sending students over to learn with her? Oh.
Well, it's actually, it's been also a little bit for us a learning experience. I'm a big fan of Second Life, but of course, age restrictions for learners do not permit us to get anybody in below the age of 16 in Second Life. And so OpenSim, which I felt for many, many years was so behind Second Life, so I was never happy with the graphics and everything. But OpenSim has beautifully caught up. There's such a wonderful resource of objects available everywhere where you go. This beautiful, through hypergridding, you have a huge world accessible to you and your avatar. No need to create a new avatar every time you enter a new sim.
Yep.
OpenSim has NPCs, which is fantastic for language teaching.
You've got some of those here.
Yes, so the scripting possibilities, all of the building possibilities, and especially the fact that you don't need to pay tons of money, which Second Life is really expensive in comparison. And as educators, we love Second Life now, and it's been a little bit of a revelation for me during the last EU-funded project Guinevere, when we set up Guinevere Island in OpenSim. And we were able to build, to have machinima there and things like that. And we have a lovely castle. So I'm going to import that OER file into Kitely.
Yeah. And by the way, you mentioned the age limit, the age problem, issue in Second Life. You know that in Kitely, not in Kitely itself, but in the virtual private sim system that they have, private grid that they have, you could actually set your own age limits.
That is true, and that's so valuable for us. This is why I think OpenSim offers so much more.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy that I finally arrived with my own domestication here. And whilst we all still enjoy educators get together in Second Life, we learn a lot from each other. But this is, I call it, it's a virtual commute. Here is where I work, and in Second Life is where I live. And in